Hello everyone. Whenever we are talking about planets and their transitions, whether they are spinning forward or backward or stationed, it's very important to know how these power of planets actually are and how they affect and impact our minds. This planetary configuration and its discipline has baffled me not once or twice but many a times. Even I get rattled and completely shaken in mind and body. Sometimes situations just crop up from nowhere. Like many of us, my mind does get foggy and it takes me some time to get my clarity back. But over a period of time, I have learned that before the planets spinning backward or forward, or when the planets pause and station themselves, it's the universal intelligence enacting the role for us here on Earth to follow. I need to stop, review, and perhaps restructure my life. That's what the planets are trying to tell me. Initially, I felt a little weird trying to keep a track of every little discipline of the planets in my little secret diary. I would not discuss this habit of mine with a soul for the fear of being ridiculed. It was my secret and it also helped me in my optimism. So whenever I would ruminate and have a downer or feel discouraged, it helped me understand that till what time I would be feeling the way I did. I also realized what I could do in the meantime and which planet encouraged me to maintain my sanity. Delving more and more into my natal chart, I realized that I was getting familiar with the patterns of my life because of my attitude. I could make a fair assessment of the terrain in advance and the obvious obstacles that can be averted or avoided. The map of my life not only described my character, urges and inclinations, but also the forces acting to create my life and how I could navigate it to my advantage. So armed with the knowledge of planets, an individual can actually navigate the path in the journey of their own lives. Now, Chanakya was an ancient Pandit philosopher of olden days whose philosophies are even applicable today and they're taught in many a corporate sector. They're very relevant even in today's world. So his acumen is utilized and adopted by management companies, and those who personally adopt his strategies have benefited largely, and I am a living example of it. So philosophers, be it Socrates, Aristotle, Pythagoras, Mesopotamia to Rome to Chanakya, were firm believers and held a great knowledge of planets. They understood and reiterated the facts of planets impacting our personality or impacting the personality of living creatures. So of the living creatures, only man had the free will to understand and choose to utilize it the way he wanted. So the ancient Greek concept of the four basic elements, these being earth, water, air and fire, dates from pre-Socratic times and persisted throughout the Middle Ages and into the Renaissance, deeply influencing the human cultures of the world. It might help the skeptical to know that contemporary astrology does not suggest that the planets themselves rule our destinies. The planets are just parts of the electromagnetic field in which we exist, and that is a scientific fact. Their constantly angular position to the Earth and to each other correlates with the distinct changes in human and cosmic affairs. The effects of the planets sometimes result in pretty rotten consequences. This is not because of the planets, as we always retain our individuality and the capability of exercising our free will. So it is for you alone to decipher which part of your character is into play. Are you accentuating, transforming or correcting? So when we adhere to the discipline of the planets, we can thereby form our own discipline and draw our attention to the possibilities and alternatives shown by the planets or guided by the planets. Now the challenge for you is to reach a fairly correct conclusion by using your judgment, discretion, understanding, comprehension and intuition. So keep in mind that there is a constant conflict of pushing and pulling in our natures, which makes each of us react differently to similar events. The potentials and the conflicts go hand in hand. How you assess is what makes life complex, intriguing, and interesting. Stay tuned for my next video of Saturn retrograde, because its potency urges us to go within and restructure our life's motives. Till then, stay blessed.